I work here in the capacity of Pashto instructor since 2020, and my major is in linguistics, and I'm a native speaker of Pashto, and also I'm a translator. I do translate some of the literary works from Pashto into English, and I am also a tester for Pashto language in the American institution, that is American Council on Teaching of Foreign Languages. And I'm also a Fulbrighter. I got opportunity to study and also work at University of Pennsylvania. Also, I taught at University of Wisconsin. I taught Pashto in the last summer. So it is a pleasure to have you and to share my humble opinion with you on education and everything. If we look at education or the history of education, so we see that the philosophy of one century, it is the common sense of the next century. Now, if we look at this century, so this century is mostly based on technology, and obviously the traditional wisdom that has been reached or that has passed on to the current generation. So if we look at the current status of Pakistan, the very first thing is literacy rate. Like it is still 56. It means that almost 44% of the population is without education. And also if we look at the gender gap, the education for men and women, the opportunities, so that is also very challenging in the various peripheries of the country. The same is the case with the urban and rural gap in education. So these are certain factors, and there was a professor who was from Harvard, and he delivered a talk a few months back here at LUMS, and he was comparing the global education system, and he said that the level of education in Pakistan and that in Japan, how that is like different. In Japan, a person who stops education at grade 8, so his education, that is equal, or his skills and capabilities are equal to a BA student here in Pakistan, a BA passed. So such is the quality of education. Also, if we look at this, even in sustainable development goals, it is one of the goals, even in the first category, that quality education must be provided to every citizen. So I believe that we have got to go a long way to materialize the quality education and education for all. Okay, so I believe that a student must go beyond just learning a language. If a person can speak Pashto or Urdu or English or like any language, like in Pakistan we see that English, even many of the parents, they send their children to various schools just to get education in English or so that they may speak English. So it should not be only this. We should develop, or like the child must develop, or the parents must develop, or all the stakeholders, parents, teachers, and the students themselves. They must develop a logical thinking, and their questions should be critical. They should not just answer the questions, rather they should question the answers. And that will give them an analytical mind, that will help them, and also creativity. Creativity is very important in modern world, and things must be done in better way, and also with the help of technology. I think the things have become quite easy for everyone to revolutionize everything, and also living ethically. To live ethically, this is something that I believe every student must strive for, and every student must develop like a deeper concept. It should not be, a few days back I asked one of like students, he was probably in grade 9, and I asked him that when was Allama Muhammad Iqbal born? So he said 9th November. So I said, and what about the year? So he didn't know the year. He just knew the date. It is because he get holiday that particular day. So there shouldn't be surface knowledge, surface education, and also they should develop a mind which can weigh and analyze, rather than accepting every information, whatever is poured to them, or the media, nowadays, if we see the social media, so the effect of that, and in that there is mostly there is fake information, and even not information is enough, knowledge is beyond, that is something more than information. Okay, so teacher has got a very big responsibility, and it is not only just to give them education about language or about a particular field. Rather, there are 3 areas that a teacher must work on. That is the cognitive ability of the student, and there is also emotional, and there is also the motorcycle, or that is the practical aspects of the students. And also the teacher must have the quality of bringing equality and equity both in the class, because equality is teacher teaches something to everyone, but then he should know that which student needs to get have more time from the teacher to study more, or sometimes the teacher, any teacher, or usually the teachers, they follow one particular method. So I think there should be various strategies for teaching, so that if a student doesn't learn from one, that is visual or auditory, so that there should be so many activities. And also a teacher should know the goal of what he or she is teaching. So I believe teacher must work for not only giving them the subject knowledge, also the teacher must develop in them or inculcate the qualities in them, so that they may do best for themselves, for their people, for the people around them, and for everyone on the planet. In modern world, the world is very connected and more connected than ever. And if we know various languages, so obviously we will build more bridges among the communities, and this will bring inclusiveness in society, in the world. And if we know only one language, we are a kind of building a wall around ourselves, because the other people don't understand us. So if we learn more languages, so it will have a better effect for bringing, for connectedness, and also for understanding the differences, which should be also the people should know. The differences are, there should also be empathy, a person looking at another culture from a different perspective. And it is also said that if you speak in your language to a person, so it appeals to his or her mind, but if you speak to them in their language, so it appeals to their heart. It is very important to build bridges and to have a very peaceful society where there is diversity, but there are also so many bridges, and there are the linguistic barriers should be minimum, and this is how we can have a better world. I believe the students in the modern world, they must be very much they should have the sense of competition, to be in competition with not only the classmates in the class, rather with everyone studying at that grade in any part of the world. And the keys of success are very much prominent, and everybody knows. We need to use those keys. Suppose hard work, everybody says hard work, but I believe there would be very few students who do their homework. They study what they learn on daily basis, they revise, they give some time for reading. Reading is something I believe it is very much like, you know, decreasing. So there should be more reading, and they should do the maximum. I believe they have got potential to do more, to materialize their goals. Their goals, or your goals, should be larger than life. Don't put a small goal. I believe that you can do more. Your potential is able to take you to like beyond so many barriers.